Unless you want to talk about Alex.
Hey, just the consistency you've gotten from Zach this season, just how much has that meant to the success you guys have had? Just the fact you're getting like the same thing every day from him.
Well, I think there's so many things, especially offensively, that like the common person doesn't see. Like he creates, even when he's not getting it, or obviously you see it when he gets it because of the double and the triple teams. But even the help that they have to give to him opens up a lot of things for guys, and that's why I'm excited about things, because we're getting some really good shots. We're not making them, but we have guys that are quality shooters that are just in a little bit of a rut right now. So I think we definitely, from an offensive standpoint, our value can increase just because of what the defense has to do to try to slow him down or stop him.
When your best player though is so consistent, so steady, that's got to filter down, I'd imagine.
Yeah, obviously he has ultimate size, but his job really starts with his effort. He gives a great effort. When shots go up, he doesn't get frustrated if he doesn't get the ball. He gets on the glass, he runs the court, he does all the things necessary to put himself in position, to put our team in position, to score the basketball. But yeah, when your best player is a hard worker, it really makes it easy on the coaching staff.
Has his endurance surprised you?
No, not at all. He just hadn't been in that position, because of our personnel before. He's always been a guy that's been able to practice. So when you see guys in practice that don't have a sub that can stay there for 2 to 3 hours, and then consistently do it. So he was able to do that in the past. Our personnel was just different, where him and Travion did make sense for them to play together.
Impressions in New Orleans?
Well, athletic, they've played a good schedule. Trying to keep them in front of us. I think in transition they're going to look to attack and really try to break us down. They have some good size. They'll try to play a lot of high-low kind of Kansas two-man game and do some different stuff out of that. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to be important for us to keep the ball out of the paint and make good decisions on our end. If we can make good decisions on our end and set our defense, I think that'll help us.
The shooting, it seems like they're the right shots, right? It's just as simple as making them or not making them, right?
Right.
How impressed are you by your team still making the extra pass?
Right.
Still getting the
I
shots?
think people feel better about things when the ball goes in. I think that's easy to say, but then they think that you're going to be okay then, when in reality, nobody plays 35 to 40 games and shoots well for 35 to 40 games. But we talked about it yesterday in our film session, just the hustle, the active hands, the rebounding, all the, effort plays. I thought we were really good against Davidson. Now we're just wide open, shooting the basketball, and that gets frustrating. I think it gets frustrating to other people because they look at it like, there's an issue there. But it's just commonplace in basketball. The greatest players in the world go through this. I think it gets talked in baseball more when you talk about slumps. I don't look at it as a slump because collectively we haven't shot the ball well, but we have a lot of guys that can really shoot. And I think with that balance, teams are, coming in with a game plan, and then, you got to take into consideration, like Nebraska, we're up 14 with 14 minutes to go. Like, we're in a good spot. Then we go ice cold. So now how do you navigate that? I didn't think we were at our best defensively. I think we fouled shooters. We didn't know time and score at times. Nebraska, we were very, very fortunate to win that game. We had a lot of breakdowns, a lot of mental breakdowns in that game. I thought in Davidson we didn't. I thought we played hard, we stayed with things. It doesn't mean we were perfect, but we were really clued in defensively in what they were doing and what we needed to do. And then I just thought we made a lot of plays, but we couldn't make a shot. So that's where the frustrating piece comes in. But if you're a shooter or you're a good player, you just keep working on your game and stay process-based. Good things will happen.
Do you see any kind of big difference in Zach this year that he's been able to play without fouling? That's been a big part of him playing the minutes he's played.
That is a huge thing because, how do you quantify that going into the season in practice? You just can't. Right. You want people to play hard, you want whatever, but you don't keep your fouls, you don't do those type of things. So for him to be able to have kind of that physical maturity where he can still be physical and not foul is definitely a weapon, because think about like how many times I've subbed him out in the first half. Think about all the different scenarios that you get in, especially with big guys. We just haven't been in there. They're coming. You hope they're not, but at some point that things of that nature is going to happen. But he's done a really good job with it.